Well, my goodness. When it comes to motion, when it comes to moving the needle, we all know the one that does that in women's sports. Notice I just didn't say women's basketball. In women's sports, we know who is not only moved the needle, but one could argue moved the needle and broke the needle clean off. And that is Caitlin Clark.
One name dominates women's basketball. Caitlin Clark. She's not just making waves. She's completely rewriting the rule book on what it means to be a game changer. From breaking attendance records and leading jersey sales to drawing massive national TV audiences, Caitlin doesn't just shift the needle. She tears it off the chart.
Let's get to Luka Dončić, all right? Who, of course, plays for the Lakers now after having been traded from the Dallas Mavericks. And my goodness, he was asked about his favorite women's basketball player. This is hilarious.
Luka Dončić recently delivered one of the most refreshingly honest takes on women's basketball. He skipped the typical politically correct answers and went straight for it, naming Caitlin Clark as his favorite player. No hesitation, no filter. Let's just say, he didn't exactly roll out the red carpet for Paige Bueckers. While Paige has the potential to be a standout in the WNBA, the media hype around her makes it feel like she's already the face of the league, without ever playing a single game. If you're all about Caitlin, drop a CC in the comments.
Who's your favorite women's basketball player?
Caitlin Clark.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't like Paige Bueckers?
No, she's okay. I didn't see her playing in the women's NBA, so.
She just got drafted.
Number 1.
Dallas.
Luka's response was direct and unfiltered. He didn't think twice before naming Caitlin Clark. And when a reporter attempted to shift the focus to Bueckers, he casually shrugged and said, "She's okay," signaling that he hasn't seen much of Paige in the WNBA, because honestly, there's nothing to see yet.
Hilarious. Who's your favorite women's basketball player? Caitlin Clark. You don't like Paige Bueckers? Quote, shrugs. She's okay. Haven't seen her play in the WNBA, so okay. I mean, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. Petty as F. It is, and it's great.
The mainstream media didn't exactly take the comment well. Some outlets are already trying to create a rivalry, but the basketball world knows the reality. Caitlin Clark is the moment, while Paige Bueckers is still waiting for hers. Luka's candid take only made that truth harder to overlook.
And of course, the collateral part of that is he used to play in Dallas, which is where Paige Bueckers plays now. And by the way, last I checked, her rookie game, debut game, still was not sold out as of yet, which tells you the impact or lack thereof. I mean, let's just be real.
The conversation with Luka was entertaining, but it also made one thing clear. He didn't need to put anyone down. He just wasn't falling for the media hype. Luka knows real talent when he sees it, and with Caitlin Clark, he sees a star rewriting the game. As for Paige, it felt more like someone building up a trailer for a movie that hasn't even premiered yet.
WNBA GMs have actually been talking about Paige, and thank God, like, just because you're seeing mad stuff, genuinely, you're going to be seeing mad stuff from the media, does not mean that the WNBA GMs are not being a little bit more honest with what they've said.
Even among the most respected coaches and analysts in the game, the narrative is beginning to change. While Paige continues to garner significant media attention, there's a growing understanding that she's not expected to have the same immediate impact on the league as Caitlin Clark already has. In a league as competitive as the WNBA, potential doesn't matter until it's proven on the court. This isn't personal. It's about the game. Clark has already delivered under pressure, broken records, and taken an entire franchise to new heights.
As one general manager put it, I think she can impact the league immediately. She can be dangerous right away, which is true. Which is very, very true. Like, we can't lie and say that GMs last year did not literally say the words, I would trade my entire team for Caitlin Clark. Like, we can talk about that. Like, just, they did say that.
Luka's casual shrug wasn't just humorous. It was a wake-up call. While Paige may be riding a wave of hype, Caitlin Clark is already changing the way people talk about, watch, and invest in women's basketball. Luka's subtle dismissal of Paige wasn't sarcasm. It was pure honesty.
I think it makes her special. She can fill a gap. She can fill whatever gap. And that's true. And that's the one thing with Paige, is Paige will always fit in, whereas Caitlin Clark was the system. Like, I don't know, like, how great Caitlin Clark would have been if you put her on, I don't know, she's good enough that if you put her on every team, she would have been insanely good. But, like, Caitlin Clark fits out. She is the system. And I can guarantee you that Caitlin Clark's system is going to win a ring very soon.
Now that Luka's straightforward take was cutting through the noise, others in the WNBA world began scrambling to shift the narrative. Take Dallas Wings general manager Curt Miller, for example. He awkwardly suggested that Paige Bueckers might have a tougher rookie season than Caitlin Clark, claiming Clark had the advantage of an Olympic break. Let's unpack that, because frankly, it doesn't stand up.
Basically, Wings GM conveys key difference in Paige Bueckers and Caitlin Clark's rookie season. He said the one thing when you talk about last season is that Paige won't have the benefit that Caitlin did. And this is nothing against Caitlin, but we had an Olympic break last year. So you got to see some players take a month-long break, essentially. And those rookies were coming off a grueling season in the collegiate game. They got a break and got to reset and finish strong.
After one of the toughest seasons in NCAA history, and leading Iowa to the national championship game under constant media scrutiny, Caitlin Clark didn't step into the WNBA feeling rested. Just 2 weeks later, she was in training camp with the Indiana Fever, jumping right into her next challenge.
This draft class, which includes Paige, is not going to have that luxury. We don't have a big break where they can almost catch a second win and then push to the finish line in the second half of the season, he continued. So we have to watch this rookie class around the league about load management. It's not just our rookies. We're all going to be tuned in to load management, especially these rookies that played long into their collegiate season. I didn't really see any of the benefit that Caitlin Clark got coming into the season.
For Caitlin Clark, there was no time to rest, just exhaustion, constant media scrutiny, and an immense weight of expectations. No break, no gradual transition, no Olympic pause. She was thrown straight into the fire with the expectation that she wouldn't just save a franchise, but elevate an entire league. What she did under that pressure was nothing short of extraordinary, breaking 62 records, leading the league in assists, packing arenas, and turning WNBA tickets into the most coveted item in sports. Excuse us, but that's next level.
We want to see Caitlin Clark and we want to see Paige Bueckers.
Caitlin scored more points per game, but Paige was more efficient.
Paige Bueckers has had one of the best careers in the history of women's college basketball. On paper, you could make the case that Paige Bueckers has better college career than Caitlin Clark. But this is the world of television, where you're not judged based on your accomplishments. You're not judged based on your stats. You're judged based on your drawing power. And looking at these ratings for the women's tournament, it is abundantly clear Paige Bueckers might be a star, but she's not a draw.
Not only is it false, but claiming Clark had it easier is a direct insult to everything she's overcome and accomplished. It's also a last-ditch effort by some to force a rivalry where there's none. While Luka Dončić speaks the truth, the media is still trying to catch up. This isn't about creating a rivalry. Clark didn't need rest or a soft entry. All she needed was a basketball. Once she got it, she showed the world what true greatness is. While Paige Bueckers is undeniably talented, she's still in the shadow of a phenomenon. And if the early feedback from real players means anything, that shadow is sticking around for a while.
These two were the topic of conversation. Who's the better player?
She's not nearly the player that Caitlin Clark is.
You know, she's been really disappointing this whole tournament.
We're not creating this rivalry. We're not saying they hate each other, but they are two of the best in the game right now.